Hey, hello everyone. Hey, hello everyone. It's me, Cesar. It's cool Toyama, and I'm going to make a video about me answering questions that a lot of followers put, and I hope I do my best to, answer them. And before I start the video, I want to give some announcements, and the first one is that Popslinger was on the Tokyo Game Show. Yeah, I personally wasn't there. I wish I could, I could be there, but it just it didn't happen. Director of the game, Jomkans, was there and shared a lot of pictures, and it was really cool. So I'm happy that people got to listen to my music from another side of, another country, and I hope people, liked it. So that's the first one. And the second one is that for, a week ago, some days ago, this week, I guess, the physical version of Popslinger 1, it was, announced, and it's in pre-order now. So run if you want to grab the Elite Special Edition. And I guess there's also another, you could say, version of a vinyl that it was a test pressing that people are trying to win. So if you didn't saw it, maybe that's why you should, follow Popslinger. And this channel is not about Popslinger mainly, it's about my work, but it's also my work. So that's all the announcements. I'm going to start answering questions now. I'm sorry if the names sound wrong. You people are really creative. The first question is by Adam Toraiti 3496. Hi school, I'm a huge fan of your music. I have a long list of questions I hope you cover. What kind of programs do you use? What resources help you out the most? How do you collect or use sound to compose music? Is there a website you can use? How can we compose our first song? Thanks. And first of all, thank you. I'm happy you like my music, and I'm going to answer each question in a whole, answer. In short, I use FL Studio. I have been using it for like almost 6 years, and it has changed a lot in those years. But the first program I used was called Mixcraft, and it was kind of the same, but I think, I don't think any program is better than other one. So it depends of what you want to use, what do you need, and of course, what are you comfortable, and you know what to do in it. So FL Studio really works with loops, and that's how I usually work with my music. So yeah, FL Studio, I will say it's my main, program to make music. About the question of resources and sounds, I usually use whatever I can. I usually find channels that share music, all songs that I can use to sample, and not usually always, but I like to find music that no one else have, really found. There's a lot of new resources now. So one that I did not use starting, but I'm started to use now, is a page called Sampled.io, that it's in really simple terms virtual creating, and that is just randomly popping out videos about songs, and you can choose what year, what key, what genre, what country, and I think that's a really good resource to share as a new way to do it. But my way has always been just to scatter around YouTube and videos and channels that no one cares about. So yeah, that's the answer about resources and sampling and sounds. And how can we compose our first song? I will say that it really helps to learn theory. I want to first of all clarify that I don't really know much about theory. I am not a master about it, but I know enough, and I know a lot. I just forgot. I know as much to know how to make music make sense. It's not random. It's just really simplified into the tools that I specifically need. So first, learn some theory, because I think it helps to understand how music works in a plethora of different tools. And when you have those tools, you can use them to, in really simple terms, create something that is based on what you know and when you understand. So the second part about learning theory is also listening to a lot of music. You have to grab the music you like and strip it down to the little details and little, stuff that musicians and the artists you like use. And you can see it, I know what they're doing, what they are doing, and understand it, and replicate it. So that's how you learn, and that's how I learned. I used to replicate house music with samples and loops, and that's how I learned to make my first songs. So don't be afraid to copy as a study. First of all, don't copy and upload it as your own. I don't endorse that. I mean, copy sounds and songs that you know and you like as a study, so you can replicate it in new ways in the future. That's my answer. I don't want people to, point at me if they did that. So, it's really another topic. So I will move on to the next question. So thank you for your question. Jonah Barrera 5593. I wanna ask, could you make a bass tabs for the stereo album? That album really got me into music, and I would love to learn and play your songs. First of all, I could. Problem is that I don't usually make my music as shit music, rhythm music. I understand it. I can read it and I can make it. It's just that for the simple terms of the music I do and the medium and social media and all of that requires a lot of time. I don't want to say that it's better or worse, because it isn't. It really depends. But that's not the point. My point is that it really takes a lot of time to do that stuff. I wish to do music that is more based on more placed on that kind of forms of writing, so I can put it in live shows as people playing it, and that's plans for the future. But in short, I will try to find a way to do it. But as of right now, I'm sorry if there isn't, but I really love to bring back albums that I really did. Not albums, songs, whatever. So if in the future I do one, I hope you see it. So yeah, also thank you for those words. The next question is in Spanish, and I'm going to say the answer in Spanish. This question is by Namistaki. Hola, soy una gran fan de tu trabajo y tu música. Yo te conocí por la canción Sexy Times y desde allí eres de mis artistas favoritos. Quería preguntarte cómo fueron tus inicios en la música. ¿Iniciaste desde el principio usando FL Studio o experimentaste con otras herramientas antes? También me gustaría que tal vez pudieras hacer videos cortos como tips o trucos para las personas que queremos empezar a producir nuestras canciones. Gracias por leer. Primero que nada, gracias por tu pregunta. Hay muchas partes para esta pregunta, así que empecé usando FL Studio, sí, pero mi primer programa fue en Mixcraft. Voy a poner una foto si alguna vez existe. Es muy viejo, la verdad no recuerdo actualmente si sigue vigente, si no han actualizado o lo dejaron ahí desactualizado. Pero sí, mi primer programa fue Mixcraft y empecé a hacer videos de Minecraft con música, pero me volví a FL Studio porque era bastante parecido. Y de otras herramientas, pues está Audacity, también Sony Vegas, y hay muchas formas que pude encontrar para hacer música más que nada con audios, pero en lo que cabe de hacer música como tal, empecé con Mixcraft, pero FL Studio fue como el primer programa serio que utilicé para hacer música. Y sobre hacer tips o trucos, no soy un youtuber que se dedica a eso, soy más que nada alguien que hace trabajos creativos y los publica, es como tipo de trabajo artístico de aquí está mi trabajo, fíjense en él. No sé muy bien cómo hacerlos, intentaré hacerlos en el futuro, voy a intentar encontrar una forma de hacerlo, pero actualmente no puedo asegurar en qué momento. Este es un intento, así que si esto va bien voy a ver cómo hacerlo, en pocas palabras. Sí. Gracias por tu pregunta. Por Vectora con 16. Hola César, amo tu música, es muy buena, soy un gran fan. Quería preguntarte algo. Normalmente cuando creas una canción, ¿cuáles son tus inspiraciones o cómo buscas la inspiración para crear algo? Hola, en pocas palabras, inspiraciones es un concepto un poco largo, pero si pudiera resumirlo sería simplemente me gusta la narrativa en las historias, pero no hablo de narrativa de personajes, historias centrales. Hablo más que nada de conceptos y narrativa de punto A a punto B o punto central y puntos adyacentes sobre música o canciones, porque creo que la música conceptual, más que nada en términos de música que tiene temas que se conectan uno tras otro, me ha ayudado a encontrar formas de analizar diferentes tipos de puntos importantes en lo que es narrativa y expresión creativa, por lo que creo que mis inspiraciones derivan mucho de lo que quiero hacer o de la idea que tengo en mente. Generalmente puede empezar como una melodía, un sample o cualquier idea musical, o empieza como una idea y agarro sonidos y samples y instrumentos desde ahí, empezando desde la idea, incluso antes de que exista algo sonoro, por lo que inspiraciones derivan mucho, es mucho salto entre una y otra, así que no hay un punto central. Yo creo que el crear algo para mí depende mucho de eso, de la idea que tengo, y si es algo que funciona y algo que quiero hacer, o si termina como una idea que tengo guardada y crece en el futuro. Así que gracias por tu pregunta. Sí, siguiente pregunta. This question is by Amiibo Lasifonie. What is your opinion on the best way to start making music? And I gave some answers in the other questions, but the first part I would say is that find what you want to do, as not in general of the type of music music, if you want to do rock, funk, pop, whatever, it's not really about what you want to start doing. It's about what is the medium and what is the goal you want to achieve as, oh, I want to be this type of artist. And I don't mean that as a goal, as, oh, I want to do this and daydreaming, because it's really confusing to explain. I say it more as a way to express yourself on, oh, I want people to see me that way, or I am this type of artist. Balance between what you want to do and what you are capable of at that moment and what you know at that moment. That's why the first part of making music, it's really a lot of planning of the what you have and you want, what you want to achieve. Sorry, that's a really mouthful for me. So again, it's about what you want to do and what abilities and resources you have at the moment. There is a lot of free resources, a lot of videos to learn, so I will say that it really depends on what you need. But the first way to start and the best way to start making music, it's by, wanting to start, doing it. Everything else will come in, in order, but start. You saying start is really empty, so that's why I want to say start and plan and learn and find and search and etc, etc. So yeah, it's really a short answer with a lot of background. So thank you for your question. Esta pregunta es de Víctor de la Rosa 09. ¿Podrías explicar cómo haces que los instrumentos suenen bien suaves como en tus canciones? El bass, que parece como un violín, no sé si me doy a entender, aún estoy muy familiarizado con esos términos. I'm sorry, perdón, no sé, estoy seguro de qué te refieres con eso de sonido suave de bajo de violín, pero voy a poner un video de cómo hago el bassline. Un video muy corto que será mi primera explicación técnica de cómo hacer un bassline. Así que seguramente voy a cortar a mí mismo mientras pongo esto. Hello, this is a tutorial on how to make bass sound really good. Any bass. First, I'm going to put as an example the plugin Blue Bass. It's really low. The volume is really low, so I'm going to put a compression with a lot of volume from the start and a little bit of a squish, and in short terms the threshold that and then some EQ. And to make it really pop off, this is the sequence that you will follow if you want to. That is a bass frequency that really goes up with a lot of low middles, and between this section, just put it on top. This is a way to make the bass line pop off more, and you will follow it more. So with that, you can hear the bass notes. Seguramente en este momento ya regresó el video, ya regresó del video y ya estoy yo aquí, así que espero que te haya ayudado esta explicación más técnica. Así que muchas gracias por tu pregunta. This is the last question, and it's one that I really want to talk about, and it's by GTFAFM1036. And the question is, where do you find inspiration? And this is going to be a really short and long answer, but as inspiration in general about everything, I would say I really like to search other mediums as movies, comics, art, and I could expand it into art books and a lot of other different elements, but it's really hard to put it into one simple term or one simple line. So I will say that my favorite way to find inspiration as of right now is books. I really love books. There is something really special about having a book, a physical version of information that you don't feel it the same way if you have the album in the as a virtual book. And I will say that I really like to own books, but I don't have as much space. So I will share some of the books that I have found inspiration lately, and it's going to be a really short section of the video. So the first book I want to talk about that I found inspiration is Notebook Volume 4 from Movie, the company that does movies. It's really funny, the name. And the volume 4 is about visuals and music, and I have really found a lot of inspiration and ideas and different topics of how music it's expressed through mediums, and it has a lot of other articles, but I will say that I haven't finished it because I am looking at the adjacent points of art that they shares about different artists. So I read and I search for what they're talking about, so that's why it has took me a lot of time to finish the book. The second book, it really didn't start as a book. It's more of a book that I buy from videos about on YouTube, and that is the Century of Song. That is really new, actually. It's from Polyphonic, Noah Lafebre, and it's a book about 101 songs that shaped American music. I'm just starting to listen to it because I want to listen to every song it talks about. That because I really love to learn about creativity from artists, and I know it's American, and I'm not American. First of all, I am Mexican. I am not American, but there's a lot of music there, and I really like that. The third book I want to talk about, it's really known because who doesn't know Hideo Kojima and its creative gene, because I wanted to learn about how a creative finds inspiration in other works. I guess Hideo Kojima is the one that taught me how to look at other mediums like that. And I haven't finished it because I'm doing the same thing. I'm finding everything the book talks about and listening to it, watching it, and finding everything I can about it. So it's really a really big source of inspiration. And I don't know if I say 4 books, but there are 5. The fourth book, it's a poem book by David Berman, Actual Air. It's a book about poems, and I guess it's really hard for me to explain it in one video, but David Berman, I didn't really know him as of in 2020. I knew about him, and I don't know, his poems are really so reaching in a lot of ways, and I guess this really comes as of finding ways to write lyrics and write themes that go deeper, and they're not really it's not really easy to explain, but it's a book that I really like. I have read it a lot while listening to music, and it's really good to talk about art. The last book, and it's really personal for me, it's the book about the graphic novel, the autobiographic novel from Zoe Torogod, that is It's Lonely and the Center of the Earth. And I don't know, this book is really personal. It's a graphic novel, if the name didn't suggest. And I don't know, I really like media that is personal about the struggles, because you can find ways to interpret your own struggles. And this book, it came in a moment where it's personal life gets hard, and there is a lot of lines and topics that have been really inspiring for my story and myself. And if I have to name a source that inspired the story I'm writing, it would be this book. So yeah, that's the last book, and I want to say that I'm really happy to have talked about the books. And yeah, inspiration is really funny to explain. It will look that I am making less stuff because I am looking at more stuff, but I want to end this video by saying that, first of all, thank you for the question, and my final words for this video is that I usually love more to experience art and experience life, and me making music and art is just an expression of my struggles of finding a way to talk about life. It's really hard to explain. It's like screaming into the ocean, and you don't know if people hear, but I guess you don't really get a feedback of what you do. So that's why I like to experience art, because I know there are that many artists that felt like that. So every type of medium of art I find, I see it as much as I can, because I want the art to be seen, and I want that people to know that I try to understand that the art that they did. So once I do as much as I can, I create as much as I can. So yeah, I guess I am making really big projects at the moment, and they will come in the next year, because first of all, Pop Slinger, it's a collaborative work from the creator, the director, the artist, and all of me, and the other artists that are there. And I guess I want to say that if you don't see me talk about myself, it's just because I don't want to make it about myself. Yeah, this topic about Pop Slinger, it's about the whole collaboration, and my art will take this moment when it's due time, that I hope it's next year, but I will try to end this year with something you can enjoy. So that's everything for the video. I hope it's interesting. I'm sorry if it isn't. I am not that really interesting as a person. I am sorry, but I don't really like to make videos about myself. I don't like to say, hey, look at me, I am the creator. Do you like me? You don't like me? I don't care as much as I want to say I don't really want people to see me. But I am a person and I want to put in the spotlight as much art and creativity as I like, because I want to share that part of how I think the world of art could be enjoyed. Because I think it comes to, oh, I don't like it, then I don't like it. Everything is so really bad or really good, but there are a lot of great parts of a struggle to say something that it's not understood. And I like to be that struggle of stuff that is not really that famous, but it's not really that perfect, it's not really that good, but you can see it. And I really like to know everything. There is nothing I don't dislike about art, and art specific about work of art. I think everything has value. So yeah, I hope you learn to see a world where that is a base to do it, because that really supports the artists that do it. So I don't know if it matters, I'm talking too much. I will end the video now. So I don't know how to end the video. Have a good day, a good night, a good life, and I hope you are happy tomorrow and today and every day. But